Should you buy the Sony X900H or should you buy the Sony X90J? That's what I'm going to be answering before I get rid of this damn thing. I'm not happy with this TV, but I do want to answer that question. So essentially, this is an upgrade over the Sony X900H. Here's why that is, okay? So if you look in your picture options, you have a couple reasons why it's an upgrade. It's not all negative, right? So you do have an auto tone curve, which does help you get better, highlight detail in some areas and in some instances. Now, the problem is it doesn't always work. As you guys saw, there's massive contrast deficiencies, there's massive contrast loss, and information that just can never be recovered no matter what you do. Now, under the brightness tab, you do have HDR tone mapping, which you do not have on the 900H. You can do gradation preferred or brightness preferred. So it's really quite awesome that you have these two options to pick from. Only available in HDR, but you do have that option. And it does give better HDR than the Sony X900H. So yeah, that's a benefit there, obviously. Now, the only other thing that I would say that really is kind of like the big deal is IMAX enhanced mode this year. And the fact that if you go under the clarity tab, and you go to smooth gradation, that has been added back. So it made its triumphant return, which reduces banding significantly over the 900H. It's going to be an amazing benefit, and this is one of the reasons why the Sony X900H got a do not buy recommendation from me, if you could really call it that. Because really, or I should say what, do not buy kind of review or rating from me, because it's just not worth it with all the banding on the 900H. Here you have high, medium, and low, and it works the same as it did on older Sony TVs. The most recent one being the 900F, I believe. So that was the one before the feature was ripped out. So, it is what it is. I'm not really impressed, honestly, if I could be very honest with you guys. It's hazy. It's not a beautiful picture no matter really what you do, and the uniformity level from my standards. Now, for your standards, they might be totally different. If you're coming from a 10-year-old TV, as I said, you'll be happy with this thing. Anything really, any potato will blow you away. I'll say it like this. TVs like the TCL R635 and the Hisense H9G are way better for a lot less money just by those TVs. I mean, really, there is no reason to give Sony this kind of money because they're not really earning it, and that's just how anyone can tell you without wasting your time on fancy B-rolls and drawn out videos and trying to talk about its redeeming qualities. It's like, look, if you're in a shit relationship, you're in a bad marriage, don't just sit there and tell this person they got you because they're married to you. No, you tell them how their shit stinks and you fucking make them get their act together, or you get gone. That's just how reality works. Well, products are exactly like that, and brand relationships are exactly like that. And most consumers in their relationship with Sony is a bad marriage because they're not trying anymore. And that's just as real as it is. They're riding that Sony name into the ground, and hell, if that's what they want to do, by all means, they can do their business. This is their brand, run it into the ground. I don't care. But I noticed it because I come from TVs from 2017 and older, and I can compare to see if they're actually improving. If you don't do this, none of this that I'm saying is going to make any sense to you, and you're just going to be like, I don't know what he's saying. All the mainstream reviewers that have affiliate links so that they earn commissions and continue to be millionaires are saying that this is a great TV. That's totally not a conflict of interest. If that's your ninja way, do your thing, guy. But all I'm just doing is putting this information out there for people who are buying it. And as it sits, yes, this is an upgrade over the Sony X900H. But no, neither one of those TVs are worth your money in 2020, let alone in 2021, where we are right now, because they just aren't as revolutionary as they need to be, and there's better technology for a lot less money. And that's just as honest as it gets. So I really hope this video finds you guys well. If you have additional questions, ask them in the comments down below. I'll be getting rid of this thing. I'm not going to waste any more time on it. Really, there's nothing. It's a waste of time. Like, there's nothing I could really do. Now, before I do in this video, though, a special note on the black uniformity part. If you're watching the Spears and Munsell UHD benchmarking disc and you're doing nothing but watching demos, and you're watching YouTubers that show demos, yeah, this TV is going to have pretty decent black uniformity because local dimming algorithms now are geared towards being very aggressive towards that kind of stuff. But when you get to more challenging geometry, like menus on a TV that pop up, or pop-up notifications, you have text like subtitles, stuff like that, and just generally more complex small highlights on your screen, it's going to trip up. It's not, multi-zoned kind of television with a bunch of crazy zones like, mini LED on steroids. It's nothing like that. It's basically everything we have on the market right now. We've had for years now, and this is literally nothing special. And that's just how real it gets. The XR chip is a gimmick. I've said all these things. I'm not going to rehash everything, but again, just giving you guys that general overview to kind of let you know. So if you really only had two choices and you had no choice, buy this TV over the Sony X900H. It's a good improvement. The color is better, but ultimately speaking, it's not enough of an upgrade in 2020 to justify the purchase of either one of those TVs. And if I were you, I would seriously keep looking and buy something else, like the TCL R635 I mentioned, or the Sony, not the Sony, or the Hisense H9G. So that's just how it is. That's just where I'll leave this video. Thanks for watching the #1 brand in honesty. And until the next video, I'll see you guys later.